Hi, my name is Kelly Chandler. Welcome to my mini training series for venues. This 3-day mini training series is intended to help you get visible and drive more wedding inquiries to your venue. This is day 2 of the training. Day 1 has focused on what the millennial wedding customer expects of your venue, and you can go back and have a view and have a listen of that one. But today I'm going to be focusing on how you get seen by your target market. So before I dive on into that, just a quick reminder of who I am. My name is Kelly Chandler from Kelly Chandler Wedding Consulting. I help unique venues thrive in the modern wedding market, and I do this through a range of training programs, group training, and as well as one-to-one consulting. So I'm really looking forward to sharing some quick tips with you today via this mini training series. It'll only be a few minutes long, and this is the second part of 3 training series given this week. So let's dive on in. What I'm going to tackle with you today is how do you get seen by your target market? Obviously, this is a huge topic. There are a few strands that I want to share with you today that are really, really important. The first thing I want to say to you, may sound like an obvious one, is you do have to work hard at it. There are no quick fixes. I'm sure many of you who have been in the wedding market a long time and have run a wedding venue for a long time know that it is a tough market. It is competitive, and you do have to work hard. You do need to be constantly trying new things. And I would say one of the areas that some particularly established venues fall down on a little bit is that they do stick to some of the old strategies. And with a millennial client base, which is a fascinating generational group to really take a close look at, it's really important that you try new things. The number one thing I would say to you, I'm sure many of you are aware, but I can't stress strongly enough how important it is that you really get to grips with your social media. Social media has obviously been fast growing over many years, over the last few years, but it's really becoming such an important part of building your brand, of building your reputation, and building a relationship with your potential customers. So make sure that you really get to understand the latest in social media. It's something I cover in my in-person training days. But in terms of sort of general background, in terms of content, in terms of how you should really utilize your social media within the wedding world. There are, of course, lots of specialist social media trainings out there, and I would really suggest to you, if it's an area that your team are not completely comfortable with, if it's not something that they've used a great deal, I would strongly invest in some specialist training on that to really elevate how you're tackling your social media, the different areas of that. Obviously, it's constantly changing. There are so many ways that you can get your venue out there. My point to you about obviously being seen by your target market, you do need to invest. And some of that will be investment in paid for services, which is obviously as much as your budgets might allow. My typical advice to most venues is to expect to invest about 10% of your anticipated wedding turnover into your sort of sales and into your marketing, essentially, as a general rule of thumb. But bear in mind, a lot of modern marketing is not necessarily about the cost investment, it's about the time investment. And I see many of my venues realizing, my venue clients realizing that actually they need to dedicate more resource to things like social media, which effectively is free. Obviously there are some paid for elements to it, but essentially a great proportion of it is free. But that requires time, and that requires a lot of time. So be prepared to invest in the time for your team and extended members of your team to really throw some effort into your social media. I'm not saying it's everything. It's certainly not, my advice is not to put all eggs in one basket, and it's not the only place that you're going to be seen by your target market. It is important to try new things, but it's also important not to throw away absolutely everything that you've done before. But yeah, it's ultimately your customer, the these days expects to see you in many more places than ever before. They expect to build a relationship with you. So ultimately, you do have to work hard at being seen in those multiple places to get your client to take action. Bear in mind in everything that you put out there to go easy on the hard sell. This is, as most of you will know, working in the wedding world, it's a soft sell. You absolutely need to put forward your compelling reasons and your why they should book with you. Show and shout about exactly how brilliant you are, but also try and take a responsibility to inspire, to collaborate as well, and to shout about the perhaps the suppliers that you work with, the great work that they do, and how as a team effort you can you can really create a fantastic wedding day. It's your millennial customer will sort of smell a rat if all they're seeing is you constantly pushing out sales materials, sort of banging on about how brilliant your venue is. You need to show alternative content from the wider wedding industry, to show that you're a real expert, and that you're a real part of the greater wedding industry, that you're a player in that field rather than purely you're a venue selling space. So that's really important in reaching your target market. I talk in my previous mini training about being authentic and about telling a story. So make sure that you really look at that in bringing your venue to life, and really getting seen, and getting your target market paying attention to what you're doing. So there we are, some quick tips to you today. It is a big topic, of course. It's something that I'm really passionate about developing in detail with my clients. I'm really excited to share this week that I have launched an online training program. So this is my Shine workshops that I am now delivering online. I've got 10 modules with recorded content and some fantastic workbooks where you can essentially learn at your own pace. This is the content of my Shine in-person training, but obviously the benefit is you can learn as you go in bite-sized chunks. I'm really excited about this, my ability to be able to share with more venues this training program, which I always get excellent feedback on. So if you're looking to drive ahead, to grow your wedding business, to improve your sales, make your sales a little bit more effortless, really sort of tailor your marketing, get up to date on the industry in general, in trends, and how you can put your best foot forward, then do take a look at my online Shine training program. I will include the link along with this post. So I hope my tips have been useful for you today. As I said, this is a mini training series entitled Getting Visible and Driving More Inquiries to Your Venue. So I hope you have found my tips to you helpful. And mine, just as a recap, my name is Kelly Chandler from Kelly Chandler Wedding Consulting. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye.